Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to try out some new beauty products from Beauty Amora. I was kindly gifted these products for me to try out and also share with you guys about the range of products they stock in store. So without further ado, let's get to it. It will be split into two, our video. It will be split into makeup and skincare because I was given both categories and I just can't wait for you guys to see them. I was kindly given a discount code that you guys can use for extra discounts of your carts if you do decide to shop with them. But yeah, honestly really keen to share with you guys all these products and just how they work because we got some really good ones here. They stock some really amazing brands. Let's get to it. First, we're going to try the Jung Mu Skin Cushion Foundation. This is the Essential Skin Under Cushion, and I have this in the shade medium. Now, I must say I am a bit concerned that it is called medium, but it's actually shade 21 because 21 is actually very light, and I use the shade 23, 22 if it's winter. So it's winter now. Hopefully this is light enough. And yes, you can see I have some problem areas on my skin, so this is perfect to test coverage and all that jazz. Not intentional, but hey. So I was given the sets of cushion foundation. So you have the actual cushion, and inside you also actually get a refill, which I think is really good. And this is very typical for a lot of cushion foundations because otherwise you only get 15 grams and that's way too little. Let's open this cushion up. Here it is. You get a nice little mirror. You get the cushion puff in here, which is pretty typical for any cushion. It's just a normal sponge, and inside we have the cushion itself. And I must say I'm really happy they have this little area where you can pat out the product on the lid because that way it's intentional for you to, as it says here, mix and touch the foundation so you can actually get your cushion to be more even out and get everything to just mush better for your skin. So that's really exciting. And let's rip this apart and apply it on the face. Here it is. You get quite a bit in here. I'm going to mix it on here so we can get it all over our cushion. You guys know I already like to mix my cushion onto the lid anyway, so this is a perfect touch. You can see this way it really just mixes everything together and it becomes a more even layer. Let's apply it. Oh, pretty good for a 21. I think this is a really nice shade match. Okay, so I've done half of my face. You can see it's actually a really close shade match to my natural skin color, which is awesome. So I would say if you're choosing a foundation from their range, pick something that is usually a shade lighter than what you are because it seems to be darker than normal foundations of this shade anyway, because 21 is usually like my brightening shade. Now, let's talk about coverage and details. You can see there is quite a clear difference between no foundation and foundation, but the coverage obviously isn't amazing. You can still see the redness peeking through here with my pimple. Now, I don't know if you can see around my nose area properly, but it is definitely like this velvet matte finish because you can see it is, I won't say it's clinging on to my pores, but it definitely is something that like cushioned it and covered it up. So that's something to be aware of, and obviously we probably need to go in another time just to cover up this redness. But let's apply this foundation on the other side of our face. One push, a little bit of mixing motion, and then apply. Okay, so the foundation is applied. The pimple unfortunately isn't super covered, but because it's an extra big one and it's just not looking good, so I don't blame the foundation at all. I think overall I actually did a pretty decent job of trying to cover the foundation over the pimples like texture. So if you actually look on top of it, it's actually quite an even layer on top of the pimple. It's just that because it's protruding out a little bit, obviously it's going to show there's like shadows and everything. We're going to try to ignore that, but hey, I think this is pretty decent. Next, we're going to use this peach powder, and this is from Skin Food. This is the Peach Cotton Multi Finish Powder, and I really have been excited to try this one out ever since I've seen it because it's so cute. Like, look at the packaging. It's a little peach, and it comes with this little skin puff underneath it, so you can actually travel and apply this as you go. Unfortunately, there's no mirror in it, but I think this is just such a cute, tiny little product you can take anywhere. So let's peel away this packaging and apply it. So far, that's a good sign because the powder floated upwards rather than actually down, because that means this way it's lighter and it's probably really nice for getting into your crevices and not caking your skin. I'm actually going to take a blush brush rather than the powder puff they have given because it is winter, so my skin is more prone to drying, so I don't want to apply too much product. From removing the plastic covering, I actually have quite a few powder products on the lid, so I'm just going to take that. There we are, very mattifying, and it does have a artificial peach scent to it, so that's something to keep in mind. It's not unpleasant, but it's definitely very artificial. It's like that peach soda scent you would get from like the supermarket if you ever buy like those drinks. Next, we're going to move on to eyeshadow, and I'm so excited for this because this is my favorite brand for eyeshadow. This is the Clio Pro Eye Palettes, and this is 11 Walking on the Cozy Alley, which is a majority cool matte palette with 1 glitter, and I just think this is absolutely perfect for every day, every occasion. These mattes blend like an absolute dream. I love the mattes in Clio formulas and their glitters actually. All of it is good, and this glitter is this kind of silvery tone. It's very soft and it just is reflective and pretty. Oh my gosh, look at that. And it feels really just cushiony and soft as well, so it's really easy to use and blend. Even if I just like spread it out on my hand, you can see it's such a fine glitter as well. It's not anything that's big and chunky. It just gives your skin such a beautiful shine as well, even if you want to like just use the tiniest amount. Absolutely perfect. Because this is such a neutral everyday palette, I'm just going to go for a very simple look, but I will insert swatches of every single shade of this palette so you get to see what it looks like. Otherwise it just looks like, you know, every shade looks the same, because my eyeshadow look precursor is going to look very simple. One thing I don't like about the Clio eyeshadow palettes, however, is that they don't have a mirror to them anymore, so it's really hard to see what you're putting down. You have to use another mirror in front of you, which is a bit of a trick in my opinion, but it's a small price to pay for such high quality eyeshadows for such a good price. I'm going out with a friend for brunch later and I'm super excited. I love brunch, first of all, and second of all, it's been ages since my friend and we caught up. It's just been exam season and we are at different unis, so our timetables never match up, and finally we got some time to hang out because it is her semester break and I've just started uni, so it's not too stressful right now, and we were just like, let's go here. We've been wanting to go to this place for ages, let's just give it a try. I feel like this palette is like the cool tone equivalent of my 3CE Smoother palette because it's such a beautiful foundation palette for I mean that by you can literally use these shades for any occasion and it will just look good with any other palette, like with itself as well, because it has a glitter, but the Smoother palette doesn't have any glitters to it, so this one is just like the cool tone equivalent. I absolutely love this. I've been actually wanting to get this palette myself, but I am also going through that phase where I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have so many eyeshadow palettes, no one needs this much. I really need to downgrade and downsize my collection a little bit, so I will be doing a declutter very soon. It is also June now, so we're approaching the half-year mark. How scary is that? I'm still shocked that we're in 2024. Sometimes I'm like, where did the last 4 years go? It was like a glitch in the matrix. It just felt like nothing happened, yet so much has happened, and it's been such a surreal past few years. Like, things are just going crazy and not in the best way, unfortunately. Some glitter. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys can see these in real life because the fineness of these glitter particles are just out of this world, and unlike most Western beauty eyeshadow palettes, these glitters, they adhere well, they're reflective, yet they're still subtle somehow, even though they pack a punch. It's just so incredible. I love them for that, and I just think they're super underrated. Now, the last product I was given was this Peri Pera Mood Matte Lipstick, which is an amazing formula. I have tried this in the past. This is just a very classic matte lipstick, but they have some beautiful shades, and I got this in the shade 03. This is a beautiful everyday kind of pinky shade, and let's just dab it on the center of our lips. It just is such a soft color. It makes you feel so coy, and I love how cushy this feels. It is definitely matte. You can see how it has muted the shine on my lips, but it's not uncomfortable at all. However, I would not recommend layering this on like a ton. It will eventually, you know, dry out your lips, so just dabbing it slightly to build up color is much better than swiping it back and forth. Otherwise, that's over like application of products. These are the beautiful products I was sent from Beauty Amora to try out. I'll be back real quick and complete the rest of my face with my own makeup. Makeup is complete and this is what we have. I am really loving this simple makeup. It's just so good for every single day and I am really happy to have tried all these products out and I love it so much. So that is it for the makeup section. We will now head on to the skincare portion. See you guys. First thing we are going to try out is this wonderful pore clay mask from Beauty of Joseon, and you can just lather it on. You can see once I've warmed up a little bit, I kind of gently just spread it across my face so it'll be more thin and it'll dry faster. And yes, my eye looks really red. Nothing happened. I just sneezed too hard. That's what my GP told me. Nothing wrong with my eyes, but yeah, you can see it also has these flakes in it, so it has physical exfoliating effects, and once it's dry it turns a little bit darker. Wash it off with water and we'll go on to our next step. After washing it off with water, I went in with the cleanser, and this cleanser was so easy to foam up and bubble, so you just really massage it in and let it, do its thing. I wouldn't recommend going in super harshly just because that way it could actually damage your skin, especially we kind of physically exfoliated earlier, so this is really just to make sure your skin is purified and clean. So definitely do circular motions, and I like to focus around my T-zone, which is where it's the oiliest. Once you're done, wash it off and we have a fresh face. Next we have these eye patches, and it comes in this resealable bag. You can see there's quite a few in there, so you just place one patch under each of your eyes depending on what you want to do. It's aiming to plump your eyes, depuff, all that jazz. Once you put it on, I would say wait for 20 minutes. It said 15 to 20. I like to stay a bit longer, remove them, and what I actually did was I treated this almost as a toner pad, and I just wiped the rest of my face with whichever serum is left over. I just think it's really good for recycling. Last but not least, we have sunscreen. You can see how excited I am because this is one of my favorite sunscreens ever, and this is literally zero white cast, SPF 50, so comfortable, love it. I just applied it everywhere and called it a day. It's super hydrating and moisturizing as well, so this is an absolute must-have. Alright guys, that's it for trying out Beauty Amora products that they have kindly sent me. I am still so over the moon that I got to try these amazing products. Absolutely love it, and I was kindly given a discount code, so if you use the code BEAUT, you can actually get extra percentages off and discounts of your entire cart. I think it's once you reach $30 or $50. I will link the details in my description box, so make sure to read that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video and every video that you've ever watched from me. But super excited to share this with you guys, and I love how Asian beauty is really popping off on the Western market. It's just such a great alternative, much cheaper, and for someone who loves light makeup, this is perfect for me. And as an Asian, obviously it's more catered towards what I want in my beauty standards of what I love in my makeup, and they're just fun to try out new things. I love trying out new brands. It's just one of the best parts about makeup and skincare. But aside from that, that is it for today's video. If you did like it, please give a thumbs up or even subscribe to my channel, and let me know down below which products would you like to try from today, whether it's your skincare or makeup. What are some products that you're really keen to add to your own beauty regimen? But that's it for today's video, and I can't wait to see you guys for the next one. See ya!